evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. We're less than a month and a half away before Karnataka goes to polls, and there's been one controversy after the other. This one comes in from sheer political entitlement. A threat was issued by one of the biggest leaders in Karnataka from the Congress, DK Shivakumar, and that threat practically said, if we come to power, we'll show you. What does it mean? Let me take you through it. Like I pointed out, with the assembly polls closing in, Congress has launched now a scathing attack against Karnataka top cop Praveen Sood. Karnataka Congress chief DK Shivakumar called Karnataka's DGP Praveen Kumar Sood as Nalayak, or useless, saying that Sood had been playing to BJP's tunes and lodging numerous cases against Congress leaders, including him. DK Shivakumar also went on to say when Congress returns to power, they would take action against all police officers who've been acting on the behest of the BJP. Many has read this as a clear threat to the current incumbent law enforcement where Karnataka is concerned. DK Shivakumar also said Congress will move Election Commission to remove him. BJP, on the other hand, defended Sood, saying he was a prompt officer and calling DK Shivakumar in Congress Nalayak. Meanwhile, the DGP's office has officially responded to DK Shivakumar's allegations of the Karnataka police favoring the BJP and lodging various cases which the Congress says are false against congressmen and Congress leaders. The DGP office has said that Praveen Sood is heading a force of more than 1 lakh cops and has a task to ensure elections are done peacefully under the supervision of the EC. He's not a political entity and therefore he doesn't want to respond to a political statement.
ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬರಲಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಈವನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಆಲ್ ದಿ police officers who have protected this government.
Now, before I go to our political guests, I just want to quickly bring in my colleague Nagarjun, who's joining us. He's our Karnataka Bureau Chief, a lot on his plate for the next month and a half. But Naga, as I pull you in on this conversation, it's bizarre to say the least, but it reeks of political entitlement in a way that you're actually calling an IPS level officer, somebody who's come from the services, a Nalayak, whatever you might make of him, and then practically issue a threat, which goes on to suggest, wait till we come to power.
Well, that's true. Like you rightly put, it's bizarre as well. And Mr. Praveen Sood has worked under the Congress regime also. He had held important posts such as commissionerate, heading the commissionerate as well. Suddenly, we don't know why this comment came out today or yesterday from DK Shivakumar. The timing is a question here. Yes, there were cases filed as per the Congress party workers. Do you remember the march that Congress took up during the COVID? So the police had to file FIRs for violating COVID norms. All those cases, the Congress party workers, including DK Shivakumar, are moving the court and are running around pillar to post inside the court as well. That's the frustration that the Congress president is talking about. But why today is the big question, and suddenly calling him Nalayak and also issuing a threat that if we come to power, we will take action against the sitting DGP. And also, they have written to the election commission that the sitting DGP has to be moved away because he is supporting the ruling party. But however, the DGP office clarified that he's not a political person and is a top bureaucrat when we'll go by the law and rules.
You know, Nagarjun, the fact is that the Congress might want to approach the EC by saying that the current DGP is partial to a particular political party, or the dispensation that currently rules Karnataka is separate. But is there any apology or any remorse which has come in and the kind of language that you have used against an IPS level officer? Not just that, he's not a politician, he's not in your political party, to actually then issue a veiled threat, wait till we come to power. Is there any remorse at all?
Absolutely no kind of remorse or withdrawal of statement has come from DK Shivakumar or his office. In fact, he would, knowing DK Shivakumar, he would stand by his words because he has credible proof of how Congress party workers were targeted. Like I mentioned earlier, it is bizarre that how the timing of this comment, it is not like that Praveen Sood and Karnataka police filed FIRs just yesterday or a week back, but all of a sudden, out of the blue, DK Shivakumar coming to the media and calling DGP a Nalayak is a big question of this timing. But also, like you mentioned about the threat issuing against a sitting bureaucrat, and BJP has already condemned it, and many people on social media also have condemned it and asked questions to DK Shivakumar. But till now, the office of DK Shivakumar or himself have not issued an apology or withdrawal of the statement.
Naga, appreciate you joining us. Thank you there. We're going to continue come back to you. But I want to just cut across to a political guest because a lot of it is unfathomable. And Captain Ganesh Karnik joins us. He's spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Karnataka. Naga Raju Yadav also joins us, spokesperson, Karnataka Congress. Mr. Yadav, you know, to actually call IPS officer who sat through the grueling UPSC examination for years and cracked it, and anyone who aspires for civil services and cracks it and becomes the DSP, sir, I'm sure you understand, is far from Nalayak. Mr. Yadav, the question is for you.
No, I with you. The issue is such a doldrums today. ADGP of Karnataka was arrested in the PSA scam. He is in jail today. So don't justify things that IPS or IAS officers will be given due respect, and they should work as per the law of this nation and as per the Constitution of India. What has happened today? When the Prime Minister was coming to Mandya, there was an entrance board was put of Nanjegowda and Urigowda, which is not any historic persons at all. How did the police, what are the intelligence doing? And also you've seen one fighter, Ravi, was present to receive the Prime Minister of the country. How did the police allow these things to happen? That is what we are trying to say. This police see, Prime Minister's visit to India was welcomed by us also because he's the Prime Minister of India. One of the fighter, Ravi, so-called fighter Ravi, rowdy charge-shooter, was receiving there in the airport in Mysore. This is the way the police is acting today. This is the way their negligence is taken. This is the way the Prime Minister's visit has been treated. The entrance of the Mandya program, Urigowda and Nanjegowda's photos were put there. Who are these people? This is not acceptable.
Mr. Nagaraju Yadav, you pointed out that there are certain police officers behind bars. Yes, the police, one second, hear my question out, sir. The police force can be corrupt, and the action can be taken. But that aside, once again, I'll ask you that question. For a political leader to call out a sitting DSP as Nalayak, sir, he sat through the grueling exams of UPSC. You have to give him some respect. Complain to the EC. What gives you the political entitlement to actually call out somebody, call them a Nalayak and then issue a threat, wait till we come to power? That's, many would suggest that is actually coming down to the level of goons.
No. Let me let you know what are the intention of DK Shivakumar talking like that is. Nalayak means useless because you are supposed to enforce the law impartially to the people of Karnataka. You have been taking up for a ruling party which is not acceptable, which is unconstitutional. Anybody who goes against the constitution is definitely a Nalayak. I am trying to say that. I have a due respect to Praveen Sood, is a dear friend of mine. Personal friendship is different, but a person who is in the helm of affairs to enforce the law and order cannot take up political sides, which is not acceptable in the constitution.
Mr. Nagaraju, as I cut across to the BJP spokesperson, I want to ask you, because you continue to be very clear that you want to use the term Nalayak, which is derogatory to say the least. I will ask you a question, sir. Was this gentleman a Nalayak when he was a prominent police officer during your time?
No,
when you were in power? Was he, or that time he was Layak, but now that he's in BJP, he turns Nalayak?
There is an issue comes here. When we were in power, we wish to enforce the law in place. The Home Minister of Karnataka is not capable of handling the law and order.
So attack the Home Minister. Attack the Home Minister. Why are you attacking somebody who comes in from the IPS and forces?
We are not attacking Praveen Sood in personal matters because we have been filed cases against the Congress workers and leaders for political reasons.
Captain Ganesh Karnik, today you are accused, your party is accused. Captain Karnik, your party today stands accused of trying to use the police enforcement as a tool for your own, to settle your own political scores.
Preeti, good evening and thanks for inviting me on the debate. My greetings to friend Nagaraj Yadav also. Now, firstly, this is a condemnable statement, an irresponsible statement. See, he may have observations on certain 23 cases he's referring to. But DG heads the police force. it will be very demoralizing for the entire police force of the state when an opposition leader, the former minister of the state, in public calls him as Nalayak. There must be specificity in his complaint. So I condemn him
Mr. Ganesh,
wholeheartedly.
you should understand.
Sir, I'll
And
come
this
to
is
you. Let him
unbecoming
finish.
of
Please don't
a
heckle.
very
Can I just
senior
get
political
Captain
leader,
Karnik?
number one.
He cannot be.
Number two.
Can I just get Captain Karnik? Go ahead, Mr.
Pardon me?
Captain Karnik. Go
Hello?
ahead, sir. Go
Can you
ahead.
hear
Make
me?
your point. Yes, we can, sir. Go ahead. Make your point.
I said number one, it is highly condemnable. Any political leader who was a former minister who heads a political party in the state in public cannot call the head of the police force of the state Nalayak. It is very, very demoralizing for the entire police force. Number one. Similarly, some time ago, when there was the cooker blast case and Sharik was arrested, after enough inquiry, one of the senior police officer calls him, Sharik has got terrorist links. Same time, the same person has, cast very, very negative impression on the police force. If you look back and look at his own background, I'm not going to specify that. I think I can't expect anything better than from a person like Mr. DK Shivakumar. This is number two. Number three, if he has got any specific case where, particular DG has favored political party like BJP, let him specify that. There are 23 cases, he says. These 23 cases are cases with certain authenticity. And on these cases, it will be fought in the court of law. The court will decide whether there was a wrong case or the cases were rightful and justified. Now, making these statements, irresponsible statements, is unbecoming of any political leader, and I condemn this.
Okay, Captain Karnik, stay with me. I want to cut across back to...
How they treated DYSP Ganapati, who committed a suicide, quoting the name of a minister of their government. How did they conduct DK Ravi? That you must remember. So
I'll come right back to you. I'm coming right back to you. I want to bring in Mr. Yadav, the Congress spokesperson, back into this conversation. Mr. Yadav, okay, you want to stick on being, you want to continue to call him Nalayak, which you say is useless, but it is bizarre.
No.
It is bizarre, sir, that any politician of the day, disregard of their political party, can turn around and call the person who's heading the police enforcement in a state Nalayak publicly, sir. It just shows belligerence. It just shows political entitlement. I want to ask you the second part of the statement. What did he mean when he said, when we come to power? Is that a threat?
No, let me be very, very clear to you. There is no threat to a DGP. We have due respect for DGP. We respect the constitutional post. We'll respect the constitutionally based institutions. No doubt about it. Now I'm asking you, as a DGP, when there was a riots in Shivamogga, a Hindu-Muslim clash was there. 144 section was there in place. The cabinet minister Ishwarappa took a huge procession. How did the DGP allow this to happen in the Karnataka state? This is what I'm trying to question it. You have a law for BJP, one different law, for Congress different law, for JDS different law.
So you're allowed to call. So I think, what is getting lost in translation, Mr. Yadav, is you're allowed to highlight the inefficient police system in Karnataka. You're allowed to complain. Hear me out, sir. You're allowed to complain about it because you feel it's partisan. It's your right to do so as an opposition. You must do so if you feel so. But to call somebody Nalayak and to give them a threat, that when we come to power, we will fix you. This is political entitlement, sir.
No, 100% DK Shivakumar Sir, being a very responsible person, being the PCC president, he didn't mean that. He was trying to say that when we come to power, we'll put law and order in its place. We cannot allow these things to go upon like that. Anybody who's taken a law in the BJP's hand, when BJP's regime, if any officer has taken the law into their hand and they have not behaved properly and constitutionally, they will be punished because they are supposed to do their duties on time. That is what the Congress party may mean to that. It is not that vindictive or not that it's going to take a political action against the DGP. DGP is a very right person. We have due respect for him. Now the BJP is not allowing independently the DGP to function. That is the whole issue behind all this thing. When DGP being the highest position in Karnataka state in police department, and the Home Minister and the Chief Minister is not allowing to run the show as per the Constitution of India. They want the DGP to act as a BJP worker. And 25 cases are filed against my leaders, including CLP leader and the KPCC president. for no reason. At the same point of time, 144 section is broke
Okay.
by the BJP leaders. No cases are taken against them. They violated so many number of times the law and order in Karnataka state. So many
Okay.
criminal cases are only because
Captain
of BJP
Karnik,
workers. Why have you not taken the action against
Right.
them? Why is
All
it
right.
partiality in Karnataka state?
Okay, Captain Karnik, once again, which I'll repeat this question. Your party, your government is accused of using the enforcement, law and order, the police in Karnataka to serve your political means. But that aside, the Congress has written to the EC. And what's wrong in that? There's nothing wrong. They feel that this dispensation in terms of the DSP needs to change, because they feel it's partisan. There's an election coming in. There's a lot at stake.
Correct.
Preeti, this political battle is fine. If Mr. DK Shivakumar complains about BJP misusing, let him complain. No issues. He specifically refers to 26 cases on Congress Karyakartas, and it is intentional, and that is why he calls him Nalayak. He also threatens by saying that we will come back to power after this election, we will teach you a lesson. Now, this is condemnable. See, politically, when I'm in power, if I use, others may feel that I'm using the police force. When they are in power, I feel that they're using force. I will complain about BK Ganapati's suicide.
Please,
I will complain about.
Sir, let him finish. I'll come to you.
I will blame the political. I don't blame the police. I'm
Right.
not saying that DK Shivakumar as party president should not complain about party. We let him politically. He is well within his rights to complain about BJP. But a 30-year plus service senior police officer who heads the police force in Karnataka, in public you call him Nalayak, and then say, come back to power, we'll see you. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
He cannot do it. He's a responsible person heading a political party in the state. He was a former minister. He is not talking about...
Well, he aspires to be the chief minister as well. And Mr. Yadav, I'll come back to you on this question. What's the problem, sir? Admit it, that the usage of words was wrong, that Mr. DK Shivakumar said something he should not have, which smacked of political entitlement. He has every right to complain, and he should have gone that route.
Okay. No, the issue is that Ganesh never answered me. The cabinet ministers have gone against 144 section in Shivamoga. Mr. Ishwarappa today is a former minister. Why is he not answering? What was the police doing that? He is a spokesperson of the ruling government.
That's a different case. Today, he has told 26 cases against us.
Mr. Yadav, I'm saying you have every right to complain. Sir, you're not understanding the question. One second. Can I just get Mr. Yadav? Sir, yes, you may. Yes, you may. It's not about the cases. You have every right to complain. You have every right to feel that there is partiality towards one particular government or one particular party. But do you at least admit that it was wrong usage of words? Mr. DK Shivakumar should have chosen his words wisely.
No, what was the intention of he saying is that you are not going as per the law of this nation. You are trying to please your political bosses, which is not correct. That's what he is trying to say. And using that word called useless is nothing of unparliamentary. It's not unparliamentary word at all. That definitely you should take it in a sporting spirit that the law of this land should be upheld, not an individual bosses. You dance according to individual ruling party leaders. This is not acceptable at all. They should answer. There's so many communal clashes happen in Karnataka state. Why the DGP is not answering these things? Why is he not taking the law and order to be in place as in high priority cases? You have seen what happened when girls at 7 o'clock in the Mysore outside get raped. The Home Minister says very clearly.
Sir, all of these, that's the sad part. I appreciate both you gentlemen for joining us, but, what you might make of the law enforcement agency in your state, you have every right to complain, but I've said this so many times over that it's sounding rhetorical right now. But I'll say it again. You have no business, no politician in this country has any business of calling any police officer or anyone associated with the civil services a Nalayak, or issue a veiled threat where you call him and you say, wait, when we come to power, we'll fix you. Because that smacks of political entitlement, something our politicians are way too used to. And that really, where the political party lines are concerned, it's blurred. It comes across the page there. With that, a quick break. Appreciate both of you for joining us. Thank you. Up next is Rahul Gandhi.
The story of Lakshmi is a source of inspiration. Despite frugal means, Lakshmi has built a business she's proud of. But it did not come easy. After working in a wide array of jobs, Lakshmi got headlong into the dry cleaning and ironing business. She now caters to over 300 families.
ये हमारा जो प्रोफेशन है वो फैमिली बिजनेस है। मेरे हस्बैंड प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जॉब करते थे। जब लॉकडाउन लगा तो उनकी वो जॉब छूट गई थी। तो ये फैमिली बिजनेस था, हाथ का हुनर था, तो मैंने एक बार बाहर आजमाने की कोशिश की। शुरू में 16 किलोमीटर ड्राइव करके जाना बहुत काफ़ी ऐसा लगता था, पता नहीं कितना दूर जंगल में आना पड़ रहा है।
With all her hard work and dedication, Lakshmi soon took a shop on rent in a housing complex in Jaipur. She has employed 3 people to help her. Lakshmi has not only managed to build a profitable business, she has also given hope and aspirations to her children.
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि मम्मी पापा दोनों काम करते हैं हमारे लिए, और मेरा भाई और मैं मतलब अच्छे से पढ़ पाते हैं उस वजह से। मम्मी और पापा बिज़नेस करते हैं और इतना दूर जाते हैं, तो हमें बहुत सपोर्ट मिलता है उन दोनों से।
Lakshmi's elder son is pursuing BTech and dreams of joining the Indian Navy after graduation. Her younger son plans to open a cafe.
39-year-old Lakshmi is no less than a superwoman for her family. Despite frugal means and the initial hardship, through her grit and perseverance, Lakshmi has managed to put the family business on the path to progress and given her children the hope and the aspiration to dream big. With camera person Nikhil Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur for India Today.
India Today Conclave 2023, March 17th and 18th, New Delhi. Listen to Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India. The India Moment.
Prime Minister Modi's always had a special equation with the India Today conclave. Some of the most memorable interactions, interviews, speeches have been made at the stage of the conclave.
As we mark 20 years of the India Today conclave, we're very fittingly celebrating it as the India Moment.
The biggest thought platform in the country and the country's biggest political superstar coming together. Looking forward to hearing Prime Minister Narendra Modi talk about India's G20 presidency.
I'm really intrigued to know what he's going to be wearing, because if there are lessons to be taken on how to power dress in an Indian attire, it comes from Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
It's also a time for my state elections in Karnataka. Looking forward to his vision for the state.
What Prime Minister's plans are to ensure that India remains on top of the world global order.
Hoping to hear from him on what is his vision or the blueprint of New India.
Welcome, Prime Minister.
Vanakkam, Pradhamar Thiru Narendra Modi avargalukku.
Narendra Modi ji, ಆಸೆಯಿಂದ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
Very warm welcome to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
On Saturday, the 18th of March, as the finale speaker of this year's conclave.
A MiG-29K roaring on the deck of INS Vikrant. All set for a takeoff. India's first indigenous aircraft carrier is sailing on the high seas. Air operations are on. Preparing for combat. Within seconds, the fighter aircraft zooms off the ski jump, taking off from the short runway up into the sky, maneuvering over the deep waters of the Arabian Sea. Then comes India's very own light combat aircraft. The LCA Navy landing on this indigenous carrier. India's brand new homegrown aircraft carrier can accommodate up to 30 aircraft. That's 18 fighters and helicopters. The Russian Kamovs and newly inducted helicopters from the US, the MH-60 Romeos, will be operating from this carrier. This will enable sea control far from the country, both in war and in peacetime. The new Romeos are lethal in anti-submarine warfare. Flying trials started in November, and by the end of May 2023, this warship should be fully ready for air combat. Vikrant is India's largest warship that has a capacity to displace 43,000 tons when fully loaded and can accommodate 1,600 personnel that include specialized cabins to accommodate women officers and sailors. The ship has a maximum design speed of 28 knots with an endurance of 7,500 nautical miles. The ship has around 2,200 compartments and is designed literally to be a floating city out at sea.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies. Co-presented by Century Ply, आग से बचाए.
Co-presented by
Macho Hind, बड़े आराम से. Co-powered by Sera, this is your space, play it your way. Co-powered by Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, इससे जरूरी कुछ भी नहीं.
Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kamal. Has Rahul Gandhi lost out on some of the newfound equity that he'd built during the Bharat Jodo Yatra by asking for foreign interference in India's internal affairs? That's my top focus on the news track tonight.
Democracy is like, oh my God.
Foreign interference, Raga storm. BJP stokes national pride narrative. Congress rallies behind Rahul Gandhi. But has Rahul lost Yatra momentum? Big focus on News Track.
From Kanyakumari to Kashmir, Rahul Gandhi led the Bharat Jodo Yatra that some believed could restore him to the front and center of opposition politics. But after recently calling for a foreign hand to restore India's democracy in the United Kingdom, his critics have now evoked the national pride narrative. Has Rahul Gandhi lost some of the momentum gained during the yatra?
Built by Congress as a stupendous success.
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा का असर न केवल कांग्रेस पर हुआ है बल्कि भारतीय राजनीति पर भी हुआ है
4,000 plus kilometers, 12 states, 2 union territories in 136 days. Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra seen by many as a potential game changer in the Modi era. A foot slog that many found resonating with the ordinary masses for issues it raised.
Today, this country is being dismantled by those who are at the very apex of constitutional power. And anyone who stands up to it, be it the Congress, be it any other opposition party, be it any other movement or social group, we shall stand with them. They are our allies, they are friends of India.
But it has not taken too long for the BJP to swoop down on the Congress leader with full force.
संसद के फोरम पर आकर वह क्षमा याचना करें अध्यक्ष महोदय, वो जब तक माफी नहीं मांगे.
Team Modi's front foot drive in the second leg of the ongoing budget session, the ruling BJP has sought to drown out the entire opposition that seemed to have pushed the government to the wall just a month ago on the Adani matter. A ready-made ammunition in Rahul Gandhi's London visit and his Indian democracy under threat comments in the UK.
The so-called defenders of democracy, which are the United States, European countries, seem to just be oblivious that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone, right? Which is a real problem. If Indian democracy collapses, in my view, democracy on the planet suffers a very serious, possibly fatal blow.
Democracy, Mr. Gandhi, is not in peril. The Congress party has been brought to political perish by the people of India for this very behavior that you exhibited against the nation state overseas.
That's enough for the BJP to do all of its punching on its core nationalist turf.
भारत की गरिमा पर, भारत की प्रतिष्ठा पर उन्होंने गहरी चोट पहुंचाने की कोशिश की है। और अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपसे यह मांग करता हूं कि पूरे सदन के द्वारा उनके इस व्यवहार को कंडेम किया जाना चाहिए और उनको ये आपके द्वारा निर्देश दिया जाना चाहिए